All right, ladies and gentlemen, your next fight will be at a catch weight of 140 pounds. Brought to you by Ogle, Elrod, and Burrell. When the action begins, your referee in the cage is Josh Ward. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner tonight. He makes his MMA debut. He weighed in 138 pounds. Fighting out of Rogersville, Tennessee, Jordie Brown. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, also tonight, makes his MMA debut. He weighed in 141 pounds. Fighting out of Greenville, Tennessee, Chris Gefellers.
All right, two fighters making their debuts here tonight at Apex Fights 5 in Blountville. Neutral corners. Jordie Brown in the black and red trunks. Gefellers in the black and yellow trunks with Batman on it.
No touching gloves.
Is on the attack.
Well, from the jump,
Chris had no intentions of shaking hands.
Yeah, no intention of shaking hands. And also, I think that Gefellers is going to be more the wrestler. And as you can tell, that the tie trunks, that normally means you're a striker. That don't always mean what kind of shorts you're wearing, but it definitely has some kind of style behind it. One guy's wearing Batman shorts, so I'm taking it as a wrestler.
Got to back that up. Gefellers on top after the slam. Quickly after he went on the attack.
Whoa.
Is he trying to get him towards the cage?
Yeah, Gordy, he's not doing a lot from his back. He's holding on tight, which can get a stand-up. But, when somebody's punching you or passing guard, it's kind of, irrelevant just to hold on to somebody, He needs to be working for underhooks or trying to throw up some submissions and get back to his feet.
Gefellers with some ground and pound, connects on with the elbow, and now has Brown up against the cage now.
We talked about cardio earlier, and I think about a guy like Gefellers right now with all this, this intensity that he's bringing, and right now the fight's all his. If he has the best cardio, obviously, he's going to be winning the fight. But likewise, if his cardio is not very good, he could actually be, detrimental to the fight's ending right now.
Yeah, Brown, like I told you, Brown needs to be working on some underhooks or something here, or a sweep, or just, working to a tactical stand and get back to his feet, because obviously he wanted to be the stand-up fighter, and he got taken down pretty quickly.
He's trying to get hand control from the bottom, and there's a nice elbow, a second one from Gefellers. He's trying to rain down with some ground and pound as they're back towards the center of the cage.
And something we've not pointed out, mentioned yet, some people may be watching at home that don't know all about amateur MMA. There is no elbows or knees to the face. You can elbow to the body or knee the body on the ground or standing. It doesn't matter. But you can't elbow or knee the face like in the pro rules that we'll have come on later up on tonight,
And it makes a huge difference.
It does, yeah.
Forearms can connect, though, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
You got to be careful.
You got to be super careful. He's trying to throw up a triangle. So, Stephen New, one of the fighters that are fighting tonight, in the corner over here of Gefellers.
And we're down to 35 seconds left in this first round. Can Brown hang on as Gefellers has been on the attack throughout in this first round?
I'm surprised we've not seen a stand-up yet. I mean, he, Gefellers is working, but Brown is still, holding down. He's not took a lot of damage. I mean, there's nothing bad about what he's done off his back. He's just not, really see. There we go. That's the stand-up with only 10 seconds left now. But at the same time, at least he's off his back. Anything can happen right now.
And
nice.
Quickly the attack.
Nice uppercut. Beautiful. Good right hand.
And you can tell the advantage there, standing up with Brown. Took advantage. He didn't care there was 14 seconds left in the round after the stand-up. He went on the attack. Boy, that switched quickly.
Yeah, and the thing what Chris Gefellers might have done just now was kind of play his hand. He showed his cards. He's a wrestler, and then right off the bat there, he's reaching for the takedown. If you're a guy like Jordie Brown right now, you're thinking, well, that's all he's got. If you know that that's all your guy's really trying to do, then all you have to defend. So he might have, it might have been kind of bad there for him at the end, missing that takedown.
I mean, I definitely give Gefellers that round.
Absolutely.
I mean, no doubt he gets the round, but at the same time, just exactly what Tyler said was 100% correct. This second round, we're going to look for this guy just to, we're going to look for Brown to back up the whole time and just wait on, throw them uppercuts, throw them right hands, shoot angles like he was doing. We'll see here. They're going to show the end of the round right here. This uppercut, nasty uppercut. And the thing that Gefellers is not doing, he's not setting up his takedowns anymore. At the first, he came out there and got it because he wasn't expecting it. Now he's going to have to go out there and set the takedown up with his striking before he goes in, or Brown's going to be just expecting it.
So, Tyler, Gefellers for that first round?
Absolutely. No, manhandled him.
All right, so can Brown prevent being taken down by Gefellers again and keep this fight standing up? Round 2, 3 3-minute rounds. This is our second bout of the pay-per-view, our 5th of the night here in Apex 5, and quickly connecting his Brown.
Nice
Gefellers.
uppercut. Wow.
I think Brown's doing exactly what he needs to do.
He needs to back away. He needs to go ahead and push away. Brown needs to go ahead and push away. Disengage from this right here. Jerk his foot out there and disengage, because he might end up getting a takedown, just like I said.
Yep. Great call there, Adam. And can Brown stand up now? He's trying to push off and get to his feet. Will he do so?
A lot of blood up there. I don't know if y'all can see the blood.
Yep.
Somebody's bleeding bad.
It's probably Gefellers. He had flurry there.
I can only imagine, yeah. He took some hard shots.
Oh, boy.
And there's a full mount now, and Gefellers is in deep, deep trouble.
See how quick the tide of a fight can change drastically, between round to round. Especially when you show what happens at the very first when you can do that. Big bombs.
Josh Ward, the official in there.
It's over. Wow.
The referee
Comeback.
steps in.
Beautiful fight.
There we go, man. Like I said, I think he showed his hand early. I think Jordie Brown's cornerman kind of told him there, in between rounds, you need to back off, throw that uppercut again, and he did.
Yeah.
And, man, in my opinion, that last missed shot at the end of round 1 lost the fight for him just because, he showed his hand. That being said, he did really good. Chris Gefellers had a great round 1, came out, round 2, and Jordie Brown just had a better game plan.
Here's the replay of the finish of the fight. They really need to show the punches that was set up to this mount right here. But perfect job there from Jordie. I mean, he done everything right when he came out the second round. He had the perfect game plan to stop the wrestling, and he done it.
Good stoppage.
Oh, definitely.
Absolutely.
And we'll talk about this too. Is the amateur fights, they'll get stopped a lot sooner than the pro fights. The amateurs ain't getting paid. The amateurs are all for building your pro career. These fights don't go in your pro record. They don't have nothing to do with anything that happens when you're a professional. So the good thing about amateur fights, you can go out here, you can take some tough fights. You can try different things in these fights. I wish I'd have done a little bit more of that as an amateur. I wish I'd have went out there, tried a little bit more striking, done some certain things instead of just worried about winning them fights. But, you never want to lose for sure. But
Absolutely.
And sitting up for the first time is Chris Gefellers, who really controlled that first round, but took a flurry at the end of the first round and then was on the receiving end of that stand-up attack from Jordie Brown, who has won his MMA debut.
wow.
What can that first win do for a guy in his career, Tom?
Man, it can set your career, especially a win like that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think he, definitely got dominated in round 1, and to come back after, being dominated in round 1 and come back in round 2 and win, not only win decisively, but, stop your guy in such a manner where you actually stop his game plan completely, stop what killed you in round 1. The exact thing he just stopped is what destroyed him in round 1. I think that's a huge mental boost for a guy like that.
Apex Fights 5 here in Blountville, the Dickie Warren Dome, Sullivan Central High School. And we have 3 pro fights on the card tonight. Our main event is Steve Bell against Stoney Hale in a middleweight bout at 185. That's our main event. Our co-main event is Randy Stamey against Stephen New. That's a lightweight bout at 155. And then our third pro fight of the night, the first that you'll see, is a 155-pound lightweight bout between Dalton Fox and Dustin Walden.
Exciting fight, yeah. Very exciting fight right there. I mean, I talked to Dalton Fox on Facebook one time, and he was telling me how he don't like to go to the ground with anybody, how he just likes to stand up, and that's what he wants to do. And he's going to get that tonight, because that's what Dustin Walden is going to do. Dustin Walden is not going to go for a takedown. He's not going to do anything. If he wants to stand up war, that's the war that he's going to get tonight. And, we'll see if it goes in his favor or not. But I'm telling you, Dustin Walden is a different animal when it comes to striking in Tennessee. So,
and we'll talk about this a little bit more later on, but kind of splitting his time between some coaching. You guys have talked about how well known he is in coaching, and what's that transition like, going back and forth between coaching and actual fights?
Yeah, I think it has to be hard, because when you're a coach, when you're a head coach like Dustin, you don't just have your own career to worry about. You worry about a lot of other guys. anytime you do that, you can argue that it takes, it takes time away from your fighting. It takes the attention away from your fighting. So I think it's very hard to balance. And sometimes that can be a disadvantage. I think Dustin's done a pretty good job with it, his entire career. Because honestly, I mean, I started with Dustin. My first fight was under Dustin. He's been doing this for a long time. The whole time he's been fighting, he's been coaching essentially. So
yeah, most definitely. And what's cool too is he's got pretty cool shirts made tonight. I saw everybody walking around with that say Dustin Diablo Wilder, established 2004. That's how long he's been in this game for 11 years, which is insane because I didn't start fighting and training until 2011, and it's insane that that he's helped me so much with my career that I actually have more fights than he does too. So it's it's wild to think about.
I was a sophomore in high school when Dustin Walden was established in the sport.
Wow. Still medical attention being issued to Chris Gefellers, who now getting up off his feet. He's in the middle of the ring, and that's our delay right now.
Seems like we're about ready to go, I believe.
All right, we are ready for, looks like, well, Josh Ward, our official, not quite ready for.
Trying to get all the blood cleaned up, I believe.
Yeah, boy, you can see, man. Chris Gefellers, boy, that nice first round to build on though for Gefellers.
Yeah,
right?
like I said, he didn't look bad. He looked great. Round one was great. When you're that good of a wrestler, I mean, I obviously think he has some really good wrestling. I think that he can only build on that now, which is good.
All right, so they're not going to keep Chris Gefellers in the cage. They're going to let him go, and now we're ready for our official decision.
It's called a stop to this fight. 53 seconds into the second round. Your winner by TKO out of the red corner, Jordie.